Have you ever wondered why one holistic healer swears by sound baths while another relies completely on Reiki? Well, there's this really fascinating framework by a practitioner named Angel Tara. She outlined it in a reflective post called The Healer in Me, and it basically attempts to map out the entire wellness industry based on the actual underlying motivations of the practitioners themselves. Whether you're someone who actively seeks out healing treatments or you're just kind of curious about the psychology of the people offering them, this gives us a really unique lens to look at the whole space. So let's jump right into this explainer and see exactly how Tara breaks it all down. Right off the bat, Tara centers her entire essay around this one really compelling foundational question. Why do healers choose specific healing modalities and areas? I mean, if you look at the wellness industry today, the sheer number of options is literally staggering. From ancient practices to modern therapeutic techniques, the menu goes on forever. But Tara isn't just looking at what these healers are doing. She's actively investigating the mystery of the why. Like, why does one person absolutely gravitate towards sound therapy, while somebody else dedicates their entire life to intuitive healing? She suggests it's not just random chance. Actually, she posits that a healer's choice of practice is a direct reflection of their own internal wiring. Okay, so where did this whole theory come from? Well, get this. It came from a highly unexpected place: fingerprint analysis. In her post, Tara writes, "When I learned fingerprint analysis, I came to know that I am doing what I'm supposed to do, that is, healing." That was her ultimate light bulb moment. By literally looking at her own hands, she felt she uncovered validation for her life's path. But the coolest part is that the realization didn't stop with her. Because she already knew a ton of healing modalities herself, this deeply personal revelation sparked a much broader curiosity. She started using this concept to observe the wider community of healers around her, searching for these hidden, underlying patterns. And through those observations, she came to a very distinct conclusion. She realized that the vast, chaotic array of healers out there essentially splits into two wildly different paths. She labels them materialistic and wisdom. Now, it's super important to note here that we are looking strictly through the lens of her specific categorization method. She's using these two terms to draw a hard line in the sand between two totally different philosophies operating within the exact same industry. One path is focused entirely on external, tangible results, and the other is focused deeply, deeply inward. Let's unpack this first group, the materialistic healers. Tara identifies this group by the incredibly bold, rapid-fire promises they make to their clients. According to her post, these are the practitioners who will literally tell you that if you follow their healing, you'll get wealth in 10 days, or get your dream job in days. Some of them, she notes, even go as far as offering a money-back guarantee for healings, which, let's be honest, is a pretty massive claim in the spiritual wellness world. It's a highly transactional approach. The focus is heavily on fast, tangible, and mostly financial or career-based gains. It's almost like treating healing as a vending machine, right? Put the session in, get the material reward out immediately. And those bold promises, they directly dictate the tools these practitioners use. Tara notes that materialistic people select highly specific modalities to achieve these rapid ends. We're talking about practices like sound therapy, tapping, and access bar. According to her framework, these are the chosen vehicles used by practitioners whose primary focus is hitting those immediate earthly desires of their clients. They're way less about long-term spiritual growth and much, much more about unlocking tangible success right this second. All right, let's shift gears to the other side of Tara's spectrum. Just as her own journey started by looking at her hands, she notes that healers in this second category possess what she calls a specific wisdom pattern, hidden deep in their fingerprints. This inherent pattern, according to her theory, completely shifts their priorities away from the fast material gains we just talked about and points them toward a totally different set of goals. So what exactly does a wisdom healer actually care about? Well, the focus here turns entirely inward. Tara writes that those with the wisdom pattern prefer healing in the areas of health and relationships. They are dedicated to working on the mind and helping people find lasting inner peace. Notice the stark contrast here. There are absolutely no 10-day guarantees for sudden wealth on this list. Instead, it's all about slow internal growth, mental well-being, and those fundamental human connections. It's a deeply personal developmental approach to healing. Tara actually takes this a step further by bringing in a really vital spiritual concept. She states that the ultimate goal for these wisdom healers is to help people transform and attain their moksha. Now, in the context of her writing, moksha represents the absolute pinnacle of this inner work. It is ultimate spiritual liberation and profound inner peace.
So this clearly frames the wisdom path not just as some quick fix for a bad day, but as a deeply transformative spiritual journey that's meant to elevate a person's very soul. And naturally, just like the materialistic healers had their specific tools, so do the wisdom healers. Tara identifies that the wisdom people usually gravitate toward modalities like Reiki healing, crystals, energy healing, and intuitive healing. Think about your own experiences for a second. If you've ever sought out Reiki or crystal work, does Tara's categorization kind of resonate with the vibe you experienced? She firmly aligns these specific tools with the pursuit of inner peace and spiritual transformation, separating them completely from the rapid results practices she listed for the materialistic group. So, bringing it all together, here is Tara's grand summary of the wellness landscape. On one hand, you've got a group sharply focused on materialistic needs, utilizing tools like sound therapy and tapping for rapid, tangible gains. On the other hand, you have the wisdom group focused on being with nature and connecting to soul needs, utilizing tools like Reiki and crystals. It's this definitive, unblurred split between the material world and the spiritual, natural world. And you know what's interesting? It seems this strict dichotomy really resonated with the readers of her blog. In the comment section of the post, a user named Sananda K left a comment simply stating, "Nice analysis." I think this proves a really vital point. In an overwhelmingly crowded and, let's face it, often confusing wellness market, people genuinely crave a map. Tara's framework gives them the vocabulary to understand exactly what kind of practitioner they're dealing with, which is super empowering. So Angel Tara has basically presented us with two distinct paths based on her fingerprint analysis framework: the materialistic path aiming for immediate tangible results, and the wisdom path aiming for deep soul connection and moksha. As you navigate your own wellness journey moving forward, I want to leave you with this to chew on. Which of these two healing focuses actually aligns with your own current needs? Are you looking for external shifts, or are you after internal transformation? Because understanding what you're actually seeking might just be the absolute key to finding the exact right healer for you. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.